Since I haven't talked about this since the beginning of the stream, I may as well do it now. We've got a little bit of downtime before the end of this match. Big stuff coming up here in Sacramento and the surrounding Northern California area. I'm going to be starting a new tournament series that is unlike anything that's been done on the West Coast before. It's a format that's been being used in Sheboygan, Wisconsin for like 8-9 months now, and they get a ton of signups regularly. It is a larger entry fee, but it's Fargo capped, and there are a bunch of different groups that'll be Fargo capped. So I'll be running in the first series 3 different groups. Wow, what is happening on the table? 3 different groups, and everyone who's in that group will have a vetted Fargo rate. You're basically guaranteed to be playing people that are at or near your skill level, and if there's more than a 50-point Fargo difference, the weaker player gets a small spot. Longer races, but it is single elimination. But the real cool part is when we do the draw, so it's a new draw every single round of this single elimination tournament, and when we draw the round, you've got 2 weeks to schedule and play your match with your opponent. So you don't have to worry about being here on like a specific day or like, you know, getting work off or something or whatever. It's like you pick the day and the place as long as it's on a 9-foot table, and play your match and then report the results. And you'll have a real chance if we fill up, just as a for instance, if we fill up a 64-player field in your bracket, first prize is $4,000, second prize $2,500. Third and fourth, $1,150. Fifth through 8th is $500, and then 9th through 16th is $250. So a little bit more than your money back. Plus, if you make it to the Final Four, we're gonna do like I made the semifinals of the Post Up Tournament Series Challenge. You know, like a little cool little jersey with your name on it. Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun event. It's geared. I really want people to understand that the best way for you to increase your chances of winning in one of these events is to focus on improving your game. So if you win a round, you know you've got 2 weeks-ish to get in punch, practice the game, work on your game, and then schedule your match with your opponent and get her done. So the players that will have the highest expected value return in the long run are those that are working on their game. But even if you don't do that, you've still got a real chance. I mean, we all know the variance in the game, so if you want to shoot your shot against players of your own skill level, this is going to be the way to do it. Think APA League or BCA League, but you're not just throwing your money... Well, okay. Yeah, well, everybody knows in APA and BCA, even if you run deep in one of their big tournaments, you're basically half your money's gone at least. If not all of it most of the time, because you're just paying your dues in the league. Same idea, you get to play on a bi-weekly basis in something that moves towards a big cash prize, but only a small percentage of it goes towards running the tournament. And on the final day, when we get down to the final 8 in each bracket, we're going to do a big like extravaganza here at Star Energy at Hard Times, and stream the whole thing. So obviously we're going to kick Hard Times some green fees and stuff, but yeah, it's going to be a really fun event that I think a lot of people are really going to like. So keep your eyes and ears peeled.
All the matches played here?
No, anywhere. As long as it's a 9-foot table, whatever's convenient for you and your opponent. So obviously, if you have a membership here at Hard Times, then you won't have to worry about paying any time anywhere. I've already worked out a deal with Oscar that if any of the players don't have a membership, it's $5 to play your match. Yeah, but anywhere that works. I'm going to try to work out a similar deal in Fremont, so there's an option in the Bay Area as well. But if you know someone that has a 9-foot table, you can go play at their house. You know, sportsmanship is going to be a really big part of this. If anybody's a loser, we're going to find out real quick, and it's going to happen real quick that you're not going to be allowed to play in these events. So make sure that you're, you know, being a good person and just focusing on trying to win and trying to improve. So yeah, that's like the official announcement. The tournament, the first session is going to start mid to late January. Oh my
Oh,
god.
he dogged it.
Oh my god.
He dogged it. That's unfortunate.
Get him, JJ.
JJ don't even wait for him to
That's
get away from the
brutal.
table. And he's like, could be worse. At least JJ wasn't on the hill.
Schedule match 1 on day 1 and match 2 on the last day of second week. Bam, give yourself a month to improve. Daniel. Well, JJ is on the hill. Just like that. Yeah, so it kicks off. I'm going to do... So let me show you guys this real quick. Where this has been going on in Sheboygan, just as a for instance, like I said, the last session he did a 128 player bracket, and in 2 days, because he's been doing this for 9 months and everybody in the surrounding areas is really aware of what's going on, and he says that there are players that are driving 2 or 3 hours to play their match because they know they can win some real cheddar. But he filled like 90 spots in his 128 player bracket on the second day of signups being open. So it's obviously something that people respond to, and he's really worked out a lot of the kinks in his format. So he's like written extensive rules that everybody can have a copy and download. So I'm going to revise these a little bit for kind of how I plan to tweak it for California, but yeah, it's going to be really fun. Yeah, I'm basically... The ultimate vision is to create a new economy for players in Pool where... Let's be real. Corey even has a spreadsheet. Corey Buchanan has a spreadsheet on his computer after every major tournament that happens, or I would say large regional tournament that happens in the surrounding area here in California. He looks at who ran deep and what their Fargos are and who cashed for what. And essentially, if you're not over a 650 Fargo, you have no chance of reliably cashing in a tournament ever, like an open tournament, right? So this is a real new economy for players of all skill levels to be able to play and have a chance to actually win something and focus on improving in order to try to beat your opponents. Because let's get real. What, are you going to practice for 4 months when you hear about the Crockett, or when you know the Crockett's coming, and then just beat Jeremy Long? Probably not. But when you know, when I announce the Fargo groups, right? You've got time to sign up, and then it's, you might be getting a small spot, but if you improve enough, like say for instance, if your group's Fargo cap is 450, and you're like a 390 Fargo, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to knuckle down and really practice, you're getting a small spot from everybody, and then all of a sudden you're playing even with them. It's like all of a sudden you're a favorite to run deep. So
what are the races to?
So the way it's going to work is when you play your match, you can either agree with your opponent on what game to play, like if you both like 9-ball or you both like 10-ball or whatever, or 8-ball. But if you can't settle on a match, then you just spin a wheel. There's an app you can download on your phone that's very simple to set up and operate. And you just spin a wheel to decide which game you play. And the races are 10, 11, and 12. So 8-ball goes to 10. 10-ball goes to 11, 9-ball goes to 12, and then if you have more than a 50-point Fargo difference, if you're playing rotation, the weaker player gets a 2-game spot. If you're playing 8-ball, it's a 1-game spot. Yeah, Jay, the guy running the deal out there in Wisconsin goes by Little Cheddar. That's why it's kind of funny that that's why I say win some cheddar.
pool stack guys asking where
Wait.
we'd see the results.
I'm gonna be doing all the brackets and draws on Digital Pool, so it's just easy to find. So that's a portion of the fees are obviously going to go towards the Digital Pool account and my ability to run, tournaments on there, because I'm sure there's fees involved with that. Portion of the fees go towards, like I said, the Final Four are going to get like a customized jersey. Portion of the fees are going to go to the room on the final day, and then obviously, ultimately, if I end up with, wow, great shot. Holy shot.
Slow down, ball.
No, he's dead perfect.
What a great shot.
Obviously, if I end up with 180 players in 3 different groups, running a tournament's going to be quite a handful. So I am going to pay myself a little bit out of the fees as well. But
Nice job, JJ. JJ got his SHIT
Yeah.
together.
well played.